Hello students, welcome to ePathshala. Today I am going to speak to you about fashion portfolio development. I am from the Department of Fashion Technology. My name is Dr. Shanti from Kumar College of Technology. Creativity is an integral part of the human being which has set us apart from other species. The thirst for leaving an impression on the earth has to leave something for the future generations has led to the development of art and design. A design is a creative plan to organize an artistic output for a particular environment or use. Designers have created many artworks over the years and they have showcased their works in many ways. Fashion designers work with garments and space occupied by an apparel, ensemble or garment which serves as a training ground for innumerable designs. Presentation of these artworks have been seen in museums and caves, but today technology has developed to create digital versions of art and the reach is endless. One such tool to showcase the ideologies of a fashion designer is the fashion portfolio. The learning objectives: to learn about the basics of portfolio development, about the methodology of preparing a portfolio and the material selection and techniques involved, to understand the customer profile and the requirements. What is a portfolio? A portfolio has been defined as a portable case for holding materials like loose papers, photographs and drawings which is representative of a person's work. A portfolio displays the sampling of work done by an artist, designer or illustrator. A fashion portfolio is a portable proof of design education and a display of exercises, talent, thinking and solutions to visual communication problems. A fashion portfolio displays the inherent and explicit information about the best work of a fashion designer, and it is a design problem and contains an assortment of visual and verbal material. An interesting layout of spreads and pages, color and form, and or thematic relationships, dramatic scale changes, humor, elements of surprise, details and whole pieces, sequencing and rhythm are all tools to entertain the eye. Likewise, a design portfolio is a showpiece in the best sense, and it is a tool that can group elements with either plays up with the individual piece in a composition or fights it for attention. A fashion portfolio is a body of work that brings together a selection of the designer's ideas to demonstrate a certain style or vision. A portfolio can include research, sketches, illustrations, photographs, and fabric samples and can be presented as a whole, which should deliver a clear message as to what the designer is all about. In a nutshell, a portfolio is a visual representation of a designer's skills, exploration and experimentation, ideas, knowledge and personal interests that tell a clear story. Why do we use fashion portfolio? Fashion design portfolios have different end uses depending on the market for particular talents and skills. Different end users lead to different expectations on the part of the person or people reviewing a portfolio. Different end uses for portfolios include the following: placement into college or graduation school, national or international design competitions, exit interview from college, interview with job placement counselor, interview with a headhunter, assistant design internship paying or non-paying while in college or after graduation, entry-level position in the industry like an assistant designer or assistant tech designer, entry-level position in the industry as a first pattern maker or an assistant draper. Sometimes a designer will interview for a position as a first pattern maker or assistant draper as an option to building a career in pattern making or draping instead of design, or as a foot in the door to become an assistant designer. Presentation for the next levels of design after your first job as an associate designer, associate technical designer, tech designer, designer, head designer, design director or creative director, or as an interview with a specific company where designing a collection just for an interview, follow-up interview with presentation board. Now, what are the points to note while preparing a fashion portfolio? A designer can highlight his or her skills with a fashion portfolio. To prepare a portfolio, there are certain requirements one must take into consideration. The portfolio should showcase one's personality and creative style, identification of a specific purpose of using the fashion portfolio, example, admission to a fashion school or applying for a designer job, whether it is going to be presented as a hard copy, as a presentation binder, or as a soft copy on a CD or website. Having physical and digital versions of a portfolio is beneficial. The photographs of the finished garments for a portfolio should serve to highlight the special details and construction of the apparel. Definite accompaniments to the portfolio are the original design sketches and the fabric swatches. 5 exemplary designs are considered to be ideal for a budding designer, and they should be as photo shoot representations with a live model. It is good to start the portfolio with the strongest feature and store the second strongest feature to the end. There should be a story flow throughout the portfolio. For convenience of packing, the portfolio should have 2-dimensional scripts and 3-dimensional materials can be incorporated as photographs. Concepts for portfolio development. Planning. Planning is an important part of the portfolio development. It includes a time frame, research, and predicting trends. Designers work 1 year in advance to create a collection. In spring season, the designers work for the next spring or summer collection. The time frame is an essential feature in planning. The collection is usually assessed for its style and look it for the portrayal of the design and the way all the parts of the design complement each other. Interpreting the success or failure of past trends to look into the future and using forecasts for the coming years is a difficult task in predicting the future fashion. During this process, the season, color, environmental factors, culture, fabric design, occasion, and presentation technique are important aspects to be taken into consideration while planning a fashion portfolio. Collection. A theme is chosen for the collection, which may be from any inspiration like a period in history, a place, a culture, range of colors and type of fabric. The next process is the design. The designer decides the nature of the collection, the number and type of garments, and the client to whom they will be catering. Creative process and design tools. Inspiration, research, and design are the 3 important phases of any development. Inspiration can come from various forms of art like music, architecture, and art, and can be influenced from surroundings, environment, or any simple objects, daily life moments, and observational studies. It is also associated with memories, feelings, associations, and emotions. Research is a detailed and careful study of the different features and aspects of the chosen inspiration. As part of the preliminary design process, sketches, snapshots, thumbnails, articles, and notes should be placed in a journal to get a better idea of the inspirational theme. In the last stage of development, the design process translates the inspiration into a design story with the help of all the collected materials as color, fabric, textures, and compositions with silhouette development. The most critical part of the design process is to find the right words and associations to establish the linkages between the chosen mood and the concrete elements of the collections as trims and garment details. Once the linkages are established and the verbal descriptions are written, the abstract ideas turn into concrete designs. The vital ingredients of a portfolio. A fashion portfolio should have many vital ingredients to show the designer's ideologies and skills. Drawing from life to experimental design sketches are essential, and color plays a vital role in a portfolio. Sketchbooks are proofs of the work that has been done for a portfolio, and they reveal the inspiration and its impact on the designer, how the design concept has been handled to develop ideas through experimentation, the interests, the research from exhibitions or study trips, the visual references to contemporary brands or designers, and any sort of work contributed to the theme. Project work undertaken by the designer demonstrates the skill and idea formulation, research experience, response to a project brief, creativity, involvement in work, and the final idea and conclusion. Construction of apparel based on the theme and inspiration gives the output of design development. The skill to handle materials and the impact on the silhouette is revealed through the images of 2D and 3D experimentation. Photographs of the developed product on the wearer will help to evaluate the work. Written work along with the artwork will express the thought process behind the work and the technicalities of the design, while the research carried out as market survey or field trip enhances this. Let's take a look on the process flow in fashion portfolio development. The first process is referred to as trend forecasting, which focuses on the upcoming trends. For example, we have the World Global Sourcing Network, defined as WGSN, and fashion forecasting services predict the colors, fabrics, textures, materials, prints, graphics, silhouettes, accessories, cosmetics, footwear, street style, and other styles by exploring global cultural movements, economic changes, consumer behavior, and technological changes. The styles will be presented on a runway and the retail stores for the upcoming seasons. Forecasting is usually done 20 to 24 months in advance to the selling season. Trend forecasts are currently based on carefully studied data with the internet as the major basis of facts and observation. Trend forecasts are the inspiration and creative input, and the successful tools are used as a business strategy for future planning. The next one is trend analysis and interpretation. This is a strategic analysis that shows the best aspects of the past sales history and market trends, which helps to predict the future trends and designs that will hit the market. This process helps in analyzing the current events and happenings to identify and predict new trends for the forthcoming seasons. These thoughts are communicated to the retailers and consumers by means of seasonal colors, fabrics, and silhouettes to give a fresh interpretation for each season. Fashion companies use the fashion forecast to position their design developments to achieve their sales targets. The next one is concept development, which is the starting point of an idea and the conceptualization of the basic shape of a design. At this stage, the idea or concept must sync with the market trend, and the outline of all the contents of the portfolio must be defined. The next aspect is customer profiling. This is a method of categorizing consumers for marketing and advertising purposes. It will increase the selling of the products for a suitable clientele. While designing products, designers should create products to suit and cater to the target market. Example, if the interest is towards sportswear, then a list of sportswear manufacturers have to be made, their design philosophy should be analyzed, identification of the customers are to be done, and what is the source of inspiration and the visuals of their current collection should be taken into account before the entire design process starts. This will give the designer a chance to create the design collection for a specific customer with specific price point and style. Flat sketch or silhouette development. These are flat drawings or technical flats or flats in the fashion industry. They are black and white technical sketches that display the garment as it is laid flat with seams, top stitching and other design details specified in the drawing, CAD software such as Adobe Illustrator, etc. This is being used to sketch flats and is replacing the manual hand drawings. Stylized flats are referred to as floats and they show some movement in the garment. Use of flats and floats alternatively can create variety. Rendering color and fabric on flats is also possible with the help of the CAD system. The drawing of the garment on the three-dimensional figure or croquis is known as silhouette development and it shows how the garment will look on the person. Coming to fabric trims and accessories. This is the most important component if the handle and type of the fabric in relation to the design, the trims necessary for the design and the accessories are all defined and combined to assess the final look of the ensemble. The next aspect is formats and backgrounds. Templates with different backgrounds can serve as sources for creativity. Formats for setting the pages of the portfolio is also found in the open source, which can be used to assemble the data into the sheets. Fashion graphics as free stencils and clip art in vector or TIFF formats are available. Example, abstract and geometric designs, animal, flower and insect designs, heraldry and tattoo designs, holiday and seasonal designs and ornaments and borders. Presentation formats are also available as flat figure, double figure, multiple figure and cropped figures. The next aspect is the final design or storyboard. This is a summary of the entire collection and consists of a color illustration of the designs on the fashion figures along with the fabric swatch. It is an individual pictorial representation of each and every garment of the collection in color with the technical rendering. The next aspect is pattern development. Once the designs are finalized, the patterns are taken for the development of the three-dimensional apparel to fit the form. Patterns are fabricated on the basis of measurements of the human figure or standard sizes. All the component parts are taken and when assembled will form the garment. Coming to measurements and grading of patterns. A measurement chart for the different sizes is finalized and the pattern taken for the photo sample is graded as per the measurements given in the chart. Grading is increasing or decreasing the patterns without changing the style to create different sizes of garments. Coming to garment construction, this involves cutting the fabric according to the pattern and using the sketch as a specification or design sheet. The garment is sewed by professionals. The output should replicate the sketch in all counts, including the fabric, trims, accessories and the technical details. The next aspect is fit analysis and quality assurance. The fitting of the garment is of utmost importance to reach the target customer. Alterations are being done and any change in the silhouette, if required, is incorporated. The quality is checked in terms of right fabric and ascertained characteristics, proper trims and accessories, seam and stitch quality, design aspects and the manner in which it takes place in the live model or mannequin. Coming to the stylized garment on the ramp. Portfolios are the basis of all fashion shows. New designs created are displayed to the customers, manufacturers and others in the design world to see the designs of the forecast in reality. Preparation of a fashion portfolio. Devising a storyline or arrangement is the first step. Details to be included in the portfolio will depend on the purpose. Example, professional portfolio. Generally, creative investigation, drawings, color studies, 2D and photos of the 3D work are considered as essential. An organizing principle can be devised. The storyline should show the important links between the different angles explored as chronological or reverse chronological order, ensuring clarity and communication to the viewer. Recent projects are to be arranged first, followed by the other. A flow chart or write-up about the different arrangements and its impact will help in building the portfolio. A discussion with the supervisor, guide or mentor will help. The next stage is compiling materials. Selection of materials like color samples, fabric swatches, sketches, photos and investigative pieces should be based on what they are going to reveal and communicate to the others. Inclusion of pen or ink sketches or charcoal drawings will show the strong aspects of the portfolio and also showcase the ability of presenting a 3D on a 2D surface. Identify and compile a sequential pieces so that the process involved is representative. Only the most important details are to be taken and not everything. Items can be selected to show that the designer has the ability to handle materials and like leather, silks, chiffons, crepes, etc. Fit the different parts into the chosen arrangement for best results. While talking about completing the portfolio, presentation cases of different sizes are available as zip binders or ring binders with sheet protectors. Collage loose supplements like different textures, fabric swatches, etc. with few explanatory lines or labels. High quality acid-free paper will help to keep the work tidy and clean. The sheets can be arranged into the case with the inclusion of necessary labels. An artistic statement can add a touch of inquisitiveness to the person viewing the portfolio. Let me conclude this session with a few notable points. In order to make a fashion designer's name etched in the design field, the designer should create his or her portfolio. The portfolio determines the sale proportion of an individual's design and serves as a means to communicate one's fashion ideas and concepts to other people. The length, breadth, and range of a designer's skill and expertise is highlighted. Fashion business expects the designers to constantly update their portfolios and to reflect the societal changes, technology, and trends. Leading manufacturers and design enterprises prefer a good blend between the company's business focus and the creative identity of the designer. They tend to assess their association and also foresee their own future. The fashion portfolio is a significant tool to summarize the designer's achievements. In this module, an introduction to the fashion portfolio development has been given. The general basic essentials and concepts for portfolio development, the vital ingredients and techniques involved which constitute the portfolio, and the methodology or process flow of preparing a portfolio has been discussed. Getting the right inspiration, researching the basis of the inspiration, blending, molding, and constructing the research into the growth of the design are the fundamentals of a creative design process for fashion portfolio development. Hope the budding designers of today and the future use these tools and techniques to create the unique portfolios, to extend and publicize their artistic skills to the design arena and make their contribution to the world of fashion, art and design.